All right, so I want to take a minute and show you through the King 1.7 package, right? So this package, the King 1.7 with your Yanmar engine, Yanmar 3-cylinder engine, which is a Japanese engine, and then also with your whole implement kit. So your 600mm bucket, 400mm bucket, 200mm bucket, ripper, grab and claw, okay? Plus your full toolkit comes in at 20,900 plus GST. Now, hydraulics on the end if you want to add the optional auger. The auger is an extra 20 bucks plus GST. Now, if you just come a little bit closer and look at the machine, compared to the 1 ton, this is the next level up, okay? 20,900 GST. If you want to go for the full package and actually add a trailer to it, that comes in at $20 plus GST, which I'll talk about that in a minute, right? But basically, when you have a look here, you got your throttle control, your fuel gauges, you got your speed, fast and slow, right? So turtle and rabbit, okay? You got your lights, your controls here, buckets and so on and so forth. Later on as I go through this video, I'm going to turn the machines around. You're going to see the swing and so on and so forth. Blade that comes down if you want to do some backfilling and so on and so forth. The boom doesn't swing. People ask if the boom swings, but it doesn't actually swing, right? There's no need. The 2.3 it does, which we'll talk about that one in a minute, right? Sometimes also what happens is people ask about quality of machines and so on and so forth and warranty. We give you a 3-year Australia-wide parts warranty, okay? So you've really got nothing to worry about, okay? And then also one other thing that people ask me is Matt, how do you have your prices so good and offer so much value? I'll explain how, right? So basically what happens, right? If you go to example, for example, a big massive brand name like say Caterpillar, right? Caterpillar basically has the person who owns Caterpillar or the company that owns Caterpillar worldwide, right? So then what happens is that person gets a cut out of every machine, right? Then you've got the person who owns the license to sell Caterpillar, for example, in Australia, okay? Then what happens is that person also gets a cut. And then you have the person that has the license in, say, New South Wales. That person also gets a cut. And then over and above that, you have the person that eventually sells you the machine. That person also gets a cut. So it pushes the prices higher and higher and higher, okay? The actual small machines, and you can welcome to check this out yourself, for example, that type of brand, they're made by Wakanusa. So anything under 3 ton, right, is actually made in China by Wakanusa. So they're not made in America or anything like that. So in saying all that, let's look at the actual quality, right? So we come nice and close, right? So obviously this machine's got a quick hitch on them, and understanding what a machine is and what makes a machine, right? So obviously you've got hydraulic rams, right? You've got drive motors, you've got an engine, right? And you essentially got pumps. That's really what it is. 80% of the machine is steel, and where the cost saving is, and me being able to cut out all the middlemen, right? So basically, me speccing a machine up to my own specs, having my own brand, having all the support, having my own setup. We're in South Murwillumbah, which is exactly, and you can Google this yourself, exactly in the middle of Cairns, right? And Melbourne, right? So we can ship either way with no problems whatsoever, okay? There's a lot of great guys that work for us around here, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. But if you go back to the machine, everything's welded. So all this has to be laser cut, right? So when this is laser cut, it has to be cut out, and then it has to be put in a jig and it has to be welded, okay? And all these parts all go together to make the machine. Now, if you look at all the hoses and so on and so forth, they're all good quality hoses. So stop and think about what can go wrong with a machine and understand what you're actually buying, right? So first, okay? A hose can blow. Now, hoses blow, it doesn't matter what brand machine it is, hoses can blow. How do you fix that, right? It's quite easy. There's 101 different places that will come out and fix a hose for you on site, right? Second, the actual boom, the steel, okay? Nothing can go really wrong with the steel because it's engineers, as long as you're operating within its capacity. And as a machine ages, and anyone that's experienced in excavators and so on and so forth knows that when a machine ages, that sometimes they can crack from too much wear and so on and so forth. I've got brand name big machines that are quite old myself on an acreage I've got, and that's got a crack. You have to weld it. That's what you do. It's steel, right? Then you come a little bit closer, you've got a work light. Like nothing can really go along with work light. You quickly change it. You got controls. All the bits and pieces or odd parts can be gotten anywhere, right? Or we do carry them in stock, okay? Then obviously you've got the engine, which is Japanese, Yanmar, which is a very well-known brand. Then you've got everything else. Now, obviously, just going back to this package, obviously understanding the value you're getting, 29 GST, or the same setup as that trailer, which we'll talk about a little bit later, right? That comes in, oops, the old microphone dropped. That comes in at the plus your GST. And if you want to add an auger, you can add an auger for 20. Anyway, hopefully that helps you understand the 1.7 a little bit better. And it's a pretty good machine. It's really good value for your money. And we'll fire this one out later. We'll turn them all sideways so you can see the swing as well. So hopefully that helps you.